Oh, if it ain't the lad who saved my life. What brings you to a place like this?
You do, Bernard. Martha said I might find you here. I have a proposition for you.
Oh, do you now? Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though. Except my parents' graves. But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with fiends. But you're a dab hand when it comes to dealing with beasts and bogles, ain't you? Any chance you could,
It's the least I can do.
Well, thank you kindly. And take care.
This shouldn't take long. Well done. That should do it.
Thank you, son.
How long is it?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet. Must be nigh on a day. Oh, it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't be. Can't live in the past, no matter how nice it might have been. Soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that raised me, it's on to your hideaway. I'll meet you there.
That should take care of Mid's little list. Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have
Can't
to
exactly leave old Martha in the lurch. It'll take ages to tidy all this stuff.
All right, Sid. Good girl. Run like the wind. Enough of you, are there? The marshes near the Abbey are certainly damp. Let's see if they're damp enough for Morgan beards. Size of a goblin's eye. Not this goblin. Certainly wasn't wrong about them being attracted to the flowers, though. Bright yellow. These are our Morgan beards, all right. Well, there's something familiar about this scent. It reminds me of home. Hopefully this will be enough. I've had my fill of goblins.
It is rare that we see you so often in the backyard, Sid.
I found your flowers.
Yes, wonderful. Did you have any...
Finding, I don't... If the petals are meant to improve the effect, it's possible.
If the Duke... Oh, I need only... And here we are. A phial of pure Morganbeard extract. A single drop added to any one of your restoratives will increase its potency. At least I hope it will.
They give us new clothes. Their old tricks again.
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
All right, Clive?
I am. I've placed your various orders.
That's brilliant.
Is there...
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything else, so as soon as Bernard gets here, we...
That's my good deed for the day done. See how Jill's faring.
Clive.
Talia. How's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves? Ah, that's right. He went to ask Hippocrates about Torgor. He must have found something. You have the look of a man with the twins upon his shoulders, Rodrigue.
Talia has tasked me with removing a Cursebreaker's brand. But I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but is it real?
You don't need me to answer that. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, a brand is a burden, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also essential, and we undergo it willingly.
I know. I still wish there was some other way. But griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's,
Just tell me what you need.
You'll go? Oh, thank you. No one knows Herblore like Ty. Unfortunately.
Help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Yeah. What's everyone whispering?
Haven't you heard? Mid's back. Things are about to get interesting.
Do you have a moment, Sid? A team of Cursebreakers has gone missing near North...
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A Cursebreaker managed to release a Stolas amid the confusion, but... this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous. But I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them. What risks they might take because of the things I've said.
I'll go and find them. We'll both rest easier knowing they're safe.
Thank you, Sid. And I'm sorry to trouble you with this. The plan was to intercept...
That should be it.
Jill looked white as a sheet when they brought her back.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and, seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tomes?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other...
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a Frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work. Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot, starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
We have everything we need to begin work in earnest. And work in earnest we shall.
I wish Miss
I think I'll wait till Mid's away to take a tour of her dungeon.
How goes the hunt for Coop?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange... If only we knew for certain by what route he...
Well, if anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as...
What?
Word that...
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble.
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens, for your favourite uncle is here!
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmecs to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
The little ones
They
have
said
been up to
they'd
their
give us
own
new
tricks.
clothes.
Ah, my dear nephew.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most out, which is why I came. To learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Coco withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why home to Drake's Fang? A place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde? To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance? No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned, and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Mid's finished outfitting her little work.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang.
You're not going in there alone.
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. I won't risk any more than I have to.
The Lanza and the Fang are all Kupka's. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's. And only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that we've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe...
Thanks.
So, what about your uncle?
Don't look so worried.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on her.
All right, Uncle.
We shall.
Keep them pilchards nice and chill.
Look at this.
Let's hope the Draper has Hortense's cloth.
Might I interest...
Just...
Apologies, but they were due to...
Hey,
yeah,
wait. Going.
me back on my feet. I'll tear those bastards.
Cole.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking...
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't...
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach.
Well, I'm here now.
Only some. I want to help.
You... I won't let...
Thank you. And Sid...
Don't thank me, just... Come on. Run like the wind. They're trying to get into the carriage.
Who are you?
A friend. Are there any more? Why didn't you flee with...
Why should we run?
Perhaps freedom.
Sid.
This man.
Fine.
What will...
You can leave.
Thank you.
Bird's a menace.
She meant nothing by it. But they are...
Is there something...
If you're a bandit come to steal my stuff, you're going to be sorely disappointed. And all...
But it was you who...
Only after that feather-brain trampled me. I demand recompense, be it in coin or the items you carry.
These goods are expected in Northreach. I mean, they're not mine.
You wouldn't happen to be on your way from Bocklad, would you?
I am. But, did someone from the market send you? Please, you have to help me. I can pay whatever you ask.
So the... Oi! Killer!
I told you not to call me that. And we'd have already collected if you hadn't insisted we'd put on this little act.
As I told one of your customers, it usually is.
the handsome one, killer.
Stop calling me that.
All right.
Did he hurt you?
No, he seemed intent on letting the bandit do it. My shipment is...
We can
So, you and my mother were right. It is always bandits.
And were it not for the kindness of our free sword here, you'd be buying your order back from them at twice the price. Now, if you don't mind, I have a pressing appointment at the Vale before my return to...
Oh, I almost forgot. I suppose you'll be wanting your linen. You'll be happy to know both bolts arrived safely along with the rest of the delivery. I've also added a few extra lengths of our finest fabrics to the bundle. Free of charge.
Are you sure?
My mother wouldn't...
That's that done then. Now it's back to Hortense with her cloth. The river was easy enough to find. Now for those herbs. This is the only plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one. Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while. Hopefully this'll put...
I hope you didn't have to.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was expecting. I dare say the patient won't feel a thing. That is, unless I...
You'll do fine. Taya trusts you. Which means I trust you. The hideaway would be lost without skilled physicers like yourself.
Thank you for the kind words. Truly. But... I'm sorry. I'm still terrified. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just below the surface of the skin. One ill-conceived incision, a single slip, and the poison fouls the patient's blood. Failure means death, and even success means tremendous pain. Days of agony as the wound heals.
I curse it. The day I decide...
I remember what little medicine Taya managed to salvage from the wreckage. She begged that your operation be delayed until a new supply of procedure was even more dangerous back then. And those who are no longer with us. It wasn't something to be...
No. But it was something. He always led from the front. And never asked anyone to take a risk for his cause that he was on, even if he knew that it might...
Hold still, Clive! Hold still!
I knew there'd be pain. That I might not survive. And I would never be able to call myself Sid.
I didn't know.
We all want our brands removed. But it's a decision each of us must make for ourselves. Rodrigue, I know your work isn't easy. But neither is going under the knife.
Thank you.
Sid, if all
Cold.
No, what?
It's without we
cold. I said what?
You.
The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
Clive, sorry again for sending you...
Don't worry.
Let's see here. What's this? If that devil ever drank...
You needn't. I can...
Oh, no. Speak...
This one?
I've a mind to give a piece to Jill. Did you know she's quite...
I know needle...
Unless...
Not when my Jill...
She's an honest-to-goodness princess then, isn't she? I could tell, you know. I'd offer to sell her some, but she'd most likely...
Don't take...
Oh. We'll see her. Lady Hortense said she'd give us our dresses soon.
Said they'd be made of linen.
Not sackcloth. I've never had a dress made of linen.
Lady Hortense said she'd give us our dresses soon. Said they'd be made of linen.
Not sackcloth. I've never had a dress made of linen.
Lady Hortense said she'd give us our dresses soon. Said they'd be made of linen.
Not sackcloth. I've never had a dress made of linen.
Lady Hortense said she'd give us our dresses soon. Said they'd be made of linen.
Not sackcloth. I've never had a dress made of linen.
The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
Who's this blue blood?
Is it business? Or...
You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Come again.
Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Back, are ya? Summer storm, that one. So, what'll it be? Should last you a good while.
Sid's going to find Cooker and... So, what'll it be? And?
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Emperor?
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark them well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
Ready, go?
Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the inn?
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move.
Yes. I expect that's why there's so many soldiers in town.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehere. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you.
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Thank you.
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like...
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive?
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any of their friends turn up.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Cid. Cid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamel is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake.
Anything I can help you with, travellers?
Allow me. My good man, we represent one of... We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No.
Well...
1,000 gil for a measly bunch of Gazal.
Won't you come and play, handsome?
Your arms are like iron. Are all your muscles so hard?
Silver platters, sweet incense,
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. Oh,
Never.
one more. If I want.
Oh, that's the owner's.
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Drugs fang when he told me something.
Well, it's not like we've got a reason.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
There's emergency.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Can I help you? Yes. I'm looking for a long-standing pillar of your community, I believe.
Then you should ask. He's been here for years. Knows the place. Try the...
Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furter knows.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
Excuse me. Are you Furter?
I am.
I hope so. You've lived here for... You know Rosina Dalamil?
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she...
Very well. Go to the bordello.
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing.
I beg your pardon.
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furter?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the Men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Needed to a silken softness, like eating a
The
cloud
most
with a
fragrant
crust.
herbs and
The
spices.
finest fabric!
Is this the place?
Who was Forge? The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it's so much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since... Sorry. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means.
See that he gets... Dubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man... 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantry. I want you to put an end to the trouble and... Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid.
What trouble? If you're going to give us...
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than...
What did you call me?
My apologies. Follow the... Oh, but that was 3. Oh...
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should let us divide off.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil. Do you have a moment?
Depends what.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way.
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like this.
Is that so?
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have...
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is. Don't want to be stuck. No.
Do you think they'll be back soon? Need a new dress?
A deposit? Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves.
Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Bob has learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
The finest.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Why is the tavern... God.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guard those soldiers started it. Don't need any more trouble.
Let me treat you. I'm pretty...
Huh?
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many.
All right, but not...
What are you doing? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystallized sword.
So
a small bet enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere. And pocketing them.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes... I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
What was all that crashing and banging about?
Come on.
Now.
All right.
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And, being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. Now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double kill them! Kill them both!
It's not over yet, Uncle!
Good! I'm just getting warmed up! Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive? I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Of all the... Ugh!
Here, wear this. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend.
Thank you, Lubor.
And please, Phil, tell them that Rosina Dalamil...
Omia Lostelan. Tuisa Achilles.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive. So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Even forged a button.
I wouldn't put...
Oh, sorry. I'm Sava, Master Luber's soon-to-be... Never mind.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how...
Good. And the way you'll... Let's the... Let's...
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it. After it!
My carpets have...
Take a stiff, good sir.
Needed. Well, you... Give me...
Everything I've worked for. All...
I'm... All right.
What?
Silver platters! Sweet incense! Ha! They've opened the gate!
Lubor was true to his word.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Well, we can make our way back to the Fang now, at least.
What it's... Has to be able to put up with some punishment.
Thank you. So, the carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Plates and pots! Bowls and basins!
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
It would make
The finest fabrics! Fresh from the...
So, you learn anything useful?
Only the... Two superb.
No, I have... Trouble me.
Ready, go?
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move.
Yeah. Any luck?
What I asked her. If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lou, they're just not the featherlight. But
Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed?
Why, you...
folk first settled Dalamil. It's...
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the...
You're right. So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
This is no good. I was hoping to get out of the heat for a little.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpet.
Take a sniff, good sir.